almost a month into the season and Xur's inventory still hasn't been fixed. If you're looking for him this week, which is March 25th, 2022, you can find him over here in the hangar. Do not forget to do your Xenology quest every single week for an extra exotic from Xur or an exotic from the kiosk in the tower that you've missed from the previous season. His Hawkmoon this week has Killing Wind, Alloy Mag, Hammer Forge Rifling, and Polymer Grip if you are into that. For PvP, more than likely, this seems to be a pretty decent PvP role. Grab this one. His DMT this week has high caliber rounds and snapshot sight, which is also another decent PvP role. The exotic weapon for Shale this week is Destiny 2's Problem Child, also known as Telesto. Don't forget that it has multiple ornaments that you may or may not have unlocked. The exotic perk is Unplanned Reprieve. Fusion projectiles attach and detonate to delayed void blasts. It is also really good for Void 3.0, so if you haven't already picked this up, grab this from Xur. Foetracer, Dunemarchers, and Ophidian Aspects are being sold by Xur this week, but as I've said previously, you probably do not want to waste grabbing these from Xur. If you don't already have them, just go into a lost sector and pick these up. This way you have a better chance of getting a higher stat roll. Foetracer's exotic perk, Relentless Tracker, visually marks targeted enemies, deals more damage to low health marked targets. Doesn't really necessarily help too much in PvE or PvP. This is one of the underutilized exotics, but I'm pretty sure someone is coming up with a build out there that can make this exotic work. Dunemarcher's exotic perk is Linear Actuators, increases sprint speed. Sprinting builds up a static charge after a melee attacking enemy. That charge will chain damage to nearby enemies. It does not work with projectile melees, at least not anymore, but it is still pretty good for PvP and can be used in some mid to low tier PvE activities. I would not bring this into anything like a Grandmaster, but who knows, maybe there's someone out there who's made this work. Either way, once again, lost sector. And finally, we have the Ophidian Aspects. All three exotic this week are neutral exotic, which means you don't necessarily need to be tied to any subclass in order to use these, so they are really great for regardless of what build that you're going for, especially if you need just in a neutral exotic. But its exotic perk is called Cobra Totemic or Totemic. Still should probably look up how to say that. Anyway, weapons ready and reload very quickly. Melee range is extended. Very simple, does a thing, and it actually works really well. Mostly a PvP exotic, but you can see some PvE players using this every once in a while, especially if you're doing a lot of hot swap strategies. Anyway, moving on. Legendary armor is still bugged, so we'll just stick to weapon recommendations for the rest of this video. I would recommend you grabbing this Night Watch if you don't already have either the one from the New Light mission or anyone that has explosive payloads. Really good for anti-bear as well as overload, as well as any champion mod when it comes down to scout rifles. It is very solid. You can get an extended mag or accurate round. This one comes with subsistence, but explosive payload is the main reason why I say grab this Night Watch if you don't already have one. This may seem like an off-meta choice when it comes down to weapons recommendation, but actually I believe that this escape velocity will become very meta in the following seasons because number one, overflow. I really like overflow, as well as osmosis. If you are using Void 3.0, you would notice that, you know, having a Void primary may not always be available for any of the activities that you're doing. But if you're using Void 3.0, throwing a grenade turns this weapon into a Void primary until you either swap it. I say osmosis definitely has jumped up there when it comes down to viability in endgame, especially for Void 3.0 as well as Solar 3.0 and you know, stasis builds. You never know when you need a stasis primary, so I say very much so you should grab this escape velocity because osmosis is high tier. At least starting now that we're doing a lot more ability focused builds. This Death Adder is actually pretty good as well. It's got Disruption Break, which breaking an enemy's shield with this weapon makes them more vulnerable to kinetic damage for a brief period. This one also has Feeding Frenzy, and you can swap between alloy mag, accurized rounds, got chambered compensator as well as corkscrew rifling. Disruption Break's really good. There are a lot of shielded enemies this season, and I'm pretty sure from every single season from now on they're going to just be a lot more prevalent, so being able to do a little bit of extra damage for breaking shields, why not? Well, that's it for today's video. Sound off in the comment section as to whether or not you'll be picking up anything from his inventory, as well as liking the video if you thought this information was useful to you, as well as subscribing for future Destiny 2 content from this channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell and hit all notifications so you can be notified whenever I upload a new video. My name has been The Cell Games. Thank you for watching. Have a good weekend.